Namaste, world raiser. Sabine and Roger here. Let's watch What is the Best Thing You Can Do for Your Guru by Sadhguru. A request by Chetty, Yatish, Sujai and Deepanjan. And what is the best thing you can do for this channel? Hit that like button.
Sadhguru, what can I do for my guru? How can I support you? I felt that I want to do something. I don't know what.
Oh,
That's cute.
The best thing you can do is don't poison yourself with all those things. That's the best thing you can do for your guru. I want all of you to remember this. The best thing that you can ever do for your guru, if at all if you feel like you want to do, is that you drop your nonsense and grow. What's the best thing a garden can do for a gardener?
grow.
To grow and bloom, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, we want to do this to you, we want to do that to you. That's not the intention. That's not the goal. The best thing you can do for anybody is, you must do what they want, isn't it? Not what you want. Always this is the problem. The best thing you can do for anybody is you must do what they want. All this activity, people who have known me early, I was an extremely taciturn person. I never said anything. There were days when I was not in silence, nor was I spiritual, okay? I was just there because most of the time, whether you went to school or college or wherever you went, whether the students spoke or the teacher spoke, everybody spoke such nonsense. Most of the time I chose to remain silent because I was terrified of their conversations. They opened their mouth. If they did not kill you with their bare breath, they kill you with horrible conversation. Very few people on this planet can simply joyfully say something, it doesn't matter. You don't have to say some great thing. Simply pouring out of their heart, saying something, or simply able to be with another person, very few people. All others are desperately trying to be smart, or they're repeating something they heard somewhere, something they read somewhere, some nonsense endlessly. So I would never speak. Very rarely I would speak. In some places I was exuberantly boisterous, but in most of the other places I was… because I understood if I don't speak, they won't speak, that saves me. So now all this endless talking, this activity, non-stop, doesn't matter where I am, constantly I'm in groups of people, not even with individual people, constantly with huge groups of people, either in public, sitting behind a microphone, or wherever I walk, there are minimum 10 people around me. So, this is not my personal choice. This is a terrible need that there is in the world. That if you do not communicate the way people know, if you do not behave and act the way people know right now, if you don't walk 2 steps with them, you can never walk them in a different direction. So, there is nothing you can do. The best thing you can do is you grow and blossom. Drop your nonsense. Your past nonsense, you leave it to me. Present nonsense, you handle.
Oh, wow.
If you do that, that's the best thing. Now suppose you died. Even if I died, I will not stop the spiritual part of my activity. So I'm not so concerned about that. Yes, we're concerned. The foundation could be hurt, activity could be hurt, but not the spiritual part of the work. The concern is that people will be here and if they don't grow. I planted people in my garden and they never blossomed. That I'm terrified of. So, those of you who are very patient, who want to come here for 10 lifetimes and do it, I'm okay with them, but I think we must build an outer ashram for them. Even here there is, in a way, but we wouldn't like that to be here because of various reasons. We would like everybody who comes here to be absolutely there in the very core of what's happening. I don't want to create a core and a periphery here. Here there's only one burning spot, that's everywhere. So, if you've seen the popcorn? You never seen popcorn?
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
I've seen it.
It's just a damn corn, how it flowered,
Oh.
the right amount of heat.
Yeah.
Some get burnt, some won't pop. That's because they don't. All of them were given the same heat, but some don't receive it properly. They do funny things, and instead of popping, they get charred. Instead of flowering, have you seen a popcorn flowering? That's one flower, you can see it happening, right? The other flowers take too much time. So right there, it opens up in front of you. So, have you seen this happening to people when they come to inner engineering, bhava-spandana? In 3 days' time, people are like that.
Nice.
But we don't want them to stop there. Because we are attanika asapadu people. You know what that means?
No.
We desire for everything, we don't desire for this much growth or that much growth. We are not willing to settle for anything less than the whole. If you are willing to settle for peace, we could settle you very easily. If you're willing to settle for love, we would settle you very easily. If you're willing to settle for blissfulness, we could settle you very easily. But we are attanika asapadu. We won't settle for anything. We want it all. Because of that kind of mode, it's just on and on and on. If you're willing to settle for any one of those things, peace, love, satisfaction, happiness, we could have settled you up very easily. So if you just want to settle for any one of them, it's okay, it's your choice. But and you need not be in the core of things. You could be anywhere and still do that, you know. So, what could I do? Especially if Sadhguru is going to die tomorrow, you must blossom tonight, isn't it? So I want you to look at life like this. Either you may die or I may die tomorrow morning. So, something should happen tonight. Isn't it so? So don't think in terms of weeks and months and years and decades or lifetimes. Think in terms of moments. Because life is in moments.
super important point.
Yeah, fantastic. So we got to be the popcorn, right? I'm ready to pop.
Yeah.
Who's ready to pop?
I.
Popcorn. I love that description. I've never ever heard that analogy. I've heard the flower one before, but yeah, popcorn is like now. And then some of them, they don't receive the heat properly, and then they don't pop and they get charred, right? So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then so that's the best thing. And then I loved talking about the garden, right? So what's the best thing that the plants can do for the gardener? Is of course grow and flower and create the vegetables and fruit, right? So yeah, that was a pretty beautiful image in saying that that's the best. It's not about like giving things to him or devotion or touching his feet. It's about blossoming and opening up. And that's what the world needs. It needs the spiritual seekers and the spiritual people, to be that in the world and express that, right? I love when he said that your past is your past. He's like, leave that to me.
Oh, beautiful.
Which I can see it as like Sadhguru being a spiritual master. Like he's accepting of everyone, right? So he's like, if you have problems with your past, just understand that I accept you and I love you and I care about you now. And then if you can understand that, then you can really acceleratedly let go of your past, right? Mistakes, grief, suffering, any bad negative stuff you did, because the guru is accepting you just the way you are now. So then you can really accelerate that letting go process, because he's like, you just need to focus on your delusions in the present, right? So it's really all about, the now. And then he tied it beautifully into, death again. He's like, live like I could die tonight or you could die tonight. So bringing it right back to the present moment, that we need to pop now, right? And that's why the popcorn was also a great analogy, because it's instantaneously. And then he shed the debate about months, decades, years on the path, and then even throughout their lifetimes. He's like, we need to kind of let go of that and then focus on the moment, right? So many spiritual teachers are talking about the present moment, the power of now, right? The, pure and total presence now. So it's a big part of the journey, and when you really need to, be present. And then, that's what it's all about, because in the moment, without any lingering memory, then we could be totally natural and innocent and just a pure, conscious, joyful, exuberant being, with others. And that's the true beauty of understanding the spiritual teachings, is that we can all do that. We can be that now together, right?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, just the emphasis on now it is possible. Of course, there's so many thoughts and creeping in. No, but I have this delusion and that. And it's like, first I have to do this purification, then I have to do this practice, and then this and that and that. And it gets all in the way. Yes, there are steps. You're not fully enlightened when you're in the now. It's not like that, but you can still make a big jump if you let go of all the bullshit right away. And you can drop it if you're really willing, and if you have really, really faith, you can drop a lot of bullshit. Doesn't mean you're enlightened right away or whatever, but boop, are you on a higher level? Are you more joyous and more free and everything? Yeah. And that can happen in a moment, like the popcorn. It's exactly like that. And it just reminded me of the teachings I used to learn, it takes eons and stuff. And it's like, some people say it takes off the pressure. Yes, for some, but it also, like, I don't know, it just gives away the power in a way. The power of, I don't know, we just don't know what's actually ripening and what is there, what seeds are there, and if we really nourish them, what can happen by tomorrow. We don't know. And if we never try, if we never become really innocent and aware and just clean slate and you know, it's like there's all the memory, but it's not me. It is not. It doesn't define me at all. Ultimately, we're not any of this memory and opinions and everything. And just to make that decision, it's like, I'm gonna free myself. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to please my guru. I'm going to please all divine beings, all the bodhisattvas, all the gods that are looking over me. I want to please them, and I want to find out what it is like to be one with them. And you set this intention, and then, you know, single-pointedly, you just go for it, and a lot can change within days.
Yeah, so to have that direct experience, right?
Yeah.
And to not, I love how he touched on to not settle, right? So those in
Yes.
his inner circle, right? He wants those to be the ones that are on fire and ready, right? And wanting it, and just it's that the utmost desire is liberation, right? Not to settle for bliss or love or peace, but to go beyond. And then that's part of the journey. I've read in spiritual books, you know, few of them talking about that there's a certain point, even when you get into the higher levels of consciousness, where you do get into that supreme, you know, bliss state, and just you're like melting in ecstasy and you can't even function. But eventually that has to be let go of. Even that just amazing state, I can only imagine it. But whoa, you have to also let go of that and go beyond that also. So it's, you know.
Yeah, I never understood that. I thought, yeah, of course. Why would people want to choose that path? Because, you know, there is more to achieve. But, you know, every now and then I sit down and meditate, and when I drop really into subtle states, it is so joyful, it is so beautiful, that I thought, if I could just spend the rest of my life in this state, it's like, yes, please. But then you get out of the state, and then you realize, yeah, you know, it is really tempting. But having also just the experience of that, you know, what is possible, you know, it's incredible. It's like, it's just like anything. It's beyond anything we we experience during the day. So much more is possible. We have such a potential to feel a well-being, which is like unbelievably beautiful. And it's just really sad that most people don't even believe in that. Don't even believe that that is possible. And I really hope that everybody experiences those states, even just for a short period of time, but that really it pulls you through, you know, all the difficult times, and just it's just something that, you know, it's unforgettable.
Yeah. So we got to be that.
Yeah.
We got to pop. We got to seek liberation. If you're ready, we're ready. Let's take the leap together.
Yes.
Sadhguru's inner circle. Yeah, I want to be in there, and we can, even though we're super far away, right? Best thing I can do for Sadhguru is pop.
Exactly. So leave some popcorns in the comment section, please. Some hearts for Sadhguru.
Yeah.
And
some beautiful emojis. We love them. So thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful video. If you liked it as much as we did, please hit that like button. Yes. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Keeps you up to date, and it really, really helps us out. And of course, let us know what you think down in the comments. And remember, raise yourself
and raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. And a very special thank you to all our members. We love you.
Peace.